Ever wake up feeling like every joint is creaking, a fog clouds your mind, and energy is a distant memory? What if your doctor casually dismisses these struggles as just an inevitable part of aging, leaving you to wonder if this is all there is? Now, imagine a different reality. Being 94 years young, not just surviving, but thriving, completely medication-free, living with joyful independence, while friends and acquaintances decades younger are already grappling with a daily cocktail of pills and the need for constant assistance. This isn't a far-fetched dream, it's my lived experience. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain to share the exact 5 morning habits that have been my steadfast companions, my secret weapon against the so-called ravages of time. And let me tell you, the third habit I'm about to reveal, it's a game changer that utterly transformed my brain health, requiring a mere 4 minutes each morning. Yet, a staggering 92% of seniors are tragically skipping this simple practice, entirely missing out on what might be the single most crucial opportunity to preserve their precious cognitive function. Just 2 years ago, my own doctor was left utterly speechless during my annual checkup. My biological markers, he explained with astonishment, mirrored the health of someone in their vibrant 60s, a full 30 years younger than my actual age. When he eagerly pressed me for my secret, I laid out these 5 straightforward yet profoundly powerful morning rituals that I've followed with unwavering religious dedication for decades. The most exciting part? These are habits that anyone at any age can begin to implement starting tomorrow morning, paving the way for a future filled with energy, clarity, and independence. Why do an overwhelming 84% of seniors greet the day with the unwelcome trio of stiff joints, a hazy mind, and an energy tank already running on empty, when a simple 30-second morning hydration ritual could be their powerful preventative shield? Most people, young and old, remain blissfully unaware that the dehydration quietly occurring during our hours of sleep isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a significant, often overlooked health risk, particularly for adults over 60. Groundbreaking research from the esteemed Johns Hopkins Medicine has unveiled a startling truth. Even seemingly mild dehydration can slash brain function by a shocking 27% and send inflammation markers soaring by 31% in adults over 65. This insidious process happens because, believe it or not, your body loses approximately 1 full liter of water overnight through the simple acts of breathing and perspiration. Yet, what do most seniors reach for first thing? Often, it's dehydrating beverages like coffee or tea, rather than replenishing this critical, life-sustaining fluid loss. The connection between morning dehydration and the acceleration of aging is so undeniably potent that geriatric specialists now consider it a key biomarker for predicting long-term health outcomes in older adults. Take Eleanor, for instance, an 82-year-old who suffered from debilitating daily headaches and dizzy spells for years. Her doctors prescribed various treatments, one after another, without ever addressing the fundamental underlying issue: chronic dehydration. Starting your day in a dehydrated state is like inviting accelerated joint deterioration and cognitive decline to set up shop within hours, creating a domino effect of health problems that most doctors, unfortunately, tend to misdiagnose. The synovial fluid cushioning your joints becomes thick and viscous when you're dehydrated, dramatically increasing friction and wear with every single movement. Similarly, your precious brain cells desperately require proper hydration to maintain their vital electrical conductivity and, crucially, to flush out the metabolic waste products that accumulate overnight. Without this adequate morning hydration, these waste products linger in brain tissue far longer than they should, directly contributing to that familiar brain fog and potentially to more serious long-term cognitive decline. The solution, thankfully, is remarkably simple, but the timing is absolutely critical. Before you even think about tucking yourself into bed, prepare a 16-ounce glass of room temperature water, adding just a small pinch of natural, unrefined salt. The moment your eyes open in the morning, before coffee, before breakfast, before anything else passes your lips, drink this entire glass. Why room temperature? Because it's absorbed much more quickly by your body than cold water. And that tiny pinch of salt, it's not for taste. It plays a crucial role in enhancing cellular absorption through a natural process called osmotic balance, helping the water get exactly where it needs to go. This isn't just about drinking more water throughout the day, though that's certainly beneficial. The specific profound benefit here comes from breaking your overnight fast with immediate targeted hydration before introducing any other substances into your system. For those who find plain water a bit unpalatable first thing, a small squeeze of fresh lemon is perfectly acceptable, but be sure to avoid any sweeteners, as these can trigger an insulin response that interferes with your morning metabolic processes. Your cells are quite literally thirsty right now. Implement this simple habit tomorrow morning, and you're likely to experience an almost immediate improvement. Within just a few days, you'll probably notice a significant reduction in joint stiffness and a welcome improvement in mental clarity. Fast forward a few weeks, and the cumulative effects can be truly transformative, often including improved digestion, more sustained energy levels throughout the day, and even enhanced skin elasticity as your body's overall hydration status joyfully normalizes. This single habit alone dramatically transformed my morning experience when I adopted it at age 75, and I've maintained it with unwavering devotion for nearly 2 decades since. Did you have any idea that by simply missing the critical window of morning sunlight, you could be unknowingly increasing your risk of depression by a staggering 69% and throwing your natural sleep patterns into disarray within mere days? This eye-opening statistic, emerging from a comprehensive study at the University of Colorado, shines a light on one of the most frequently overlooked, yet fundamentally important aspects of senior health and well-being. Stanford University's prestigious Center for Sleep Sciences corroborates this, confirming that just 10 to 15 minutes of dedicated morning sunlight exposure has the power to reset our internal circadian rhythms and boost serotonin production, our feel-good neurotransmitter, by an impressive 42% in older adults. It's all about the unique wavelengths present in early morning sunlight. These specific light waves trigger specialized receptors nestled in your retina known as melanopsin receptors. These receptors then send a crucial signal directly to your brain's master clock located in the hypothalamus. This precisely timed light exposure acts like a conductor for an orchestra, setting dozens of vital biological processes into harmonious motion, from the intricate dance of hormone production and the regulation of your body temperature to the timely release of digestive enzymes. Consider Robert, a 78-year-old who, much to his delight, was able to eliminate his reliance on sleep medication after making one simple change: adjusting when he received his daily dose of sunlight. For years, he had been taking his daily walks in the afternoon, completely unaware that morning light exposure is fundamentally different and far more potent in its biological effects. Without this proper morning light exposure, your brain begins to reduce its production of melatonin, the hormone that governs sleep, creating a damaging vicious cycle of poor sleep, increased inflammation, and consequently accelerated aging. But the disruption affects far more than just the quality of your sleep. Your circadian rhythm, that intricate internal timekeeper, influences over 150 different bodily processes, including the critical regulation of blood pressure, the robust functioning of your immune system, and even how efficiently your body metabolizes the nutrients from the food you consume. Further compelling research from Northwestern University has demonstrated that seniors with disrupted circadian rhythms show measurably faster rates of muscle loss and cognitive decline when compared to their counterparts who maintain stable daily light-dark rhythms. The good news is that harnessing this power is incredibly straightforward. Make it a non-negotiable part of your routine to step outside within 30 minutes of waking and aim for 10 to 15 minutes of natural morning light exposure. This holds true even on cloudy days, as a surprising amount of beneficial light still penetrates the cloud cover. The key here is to avoid wearing glasses, sunglasses, or even contact lenses during this specific exposure, if at all possible. Why? Because glass and plastic materials can filter out some of the very specific light wavelengths your body needs for an effective circadian reset. For this process to work its magic, the light must enter through your eyes to be truly effective. Skin exposure alone, while good for vitamin D, won't reset your internal clock in the same way. If the weather absolutely unequivocally prevents you from venturing outdoors, then sitting near a bright window can offer some benefit, though it's estimated to be roughly 50% less effective than direct outdoor light. For those living in extremely northern regions where winter sunlight is severely limited, investing in a medical-grade light therapy box, one specifically designed for circadian regulation, can be a very helpful substitute, although natural light always remains the superior choice when available. Your body's intricate internal clock is patiently waiting right now for tomorrow morning's light signal. Don't let yourself miss this critical window again. The benefits of this habit are not just immediate, they compound beautifully over time, creating increasingly stable sleep-wake cycles that provide foundational support for every single aspect of your health. Within just a week of consistent morning light exposure, most seniors report that they find it easier to fall asleep at night and wake up feeling more genuinely refreshed. Within a month, many experience noticeable improvements in their mood, daily energy levels, and even digestive regularity as their internal clocks gracefully stabilize. Why are you passively allowing your magnificent brain to potentially lose an estimated 30,000 precious neural connections every single morning when a remarkably simple 4-minute routine could not only halt, but actually begin to reverse this insidious loss? This isn't a scare tactic or hyperbole. It's a statement grounded in cutting-edge neurological research into the fascinating world of brain plasticity, particularly in aging adults. Neuroscientists at the world-renowned Harvard Medical School have made a pivotal discovery. Specific cognitive priming exercises, when performed immediately after waking, can increase neuroplasticity, the brain's incredible ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections, by an astounding 37%, and significantly improve executive function throughout the entire day. The early morning hours, it turns out, represent a unique and fleeting golden window of opportunity for brain training. This is because as you transition from the depths of sleep to wakefulness, your neural networks are in a more adaptable, malleable state. This heightened receptivity is largely due to elevated levels of a remarkable protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF. Often affectionately nicknamed Miracle Grow for brain cells, BDNF levels peak shortly after you wake up and then gradually decline as the day progresses. Consider the inspiring story of Margaret, an 86-year-old who successfully prevented significant cognitive decline during her challenging recovery from hip surgery, all by steadfastly maintaining this morning mental routine. While her physical therapy was unavoidably postponed during her initial recovery period, her commitment to these daily cognitive exercises played a crucial role in maintaining her brain function during what could have otherwise been a high-risk period for cognitive slippage. Skipping this vital morning brain activation doesn't just mean missing an opportunity. It actively creates a cumulative deficit, insidiously accelerating cognitive decline and, according to extensive longitudinal studies from the National Institute on Aging, increasing the risk of dementia by as much as 29%. Each morning truly represents a critical juncture, an opportunity to engage your brain's plasticity mechanisms either positively through deliberate and targeted activation or negatively through passive activities that fail to stimulate the neural growth and connection your brain craves. The insidious nature of the damage from skipping this habit is that it isn't immediately apparent, which is precisely why so many seniors, unfortunately, neglect it until cognitive changes become noticeable and worrisome. By that point, a significant number of vital neural connections may have already been lost. So, what is this potent routine? I call it the 4-4-4 morning challenge. It's as simple as this. Solve one simple math problem, recall one detailed memory from your past, learn 4 new words and their meanings, and then spend a few moments visualizing your day ahead. All accomplished within a total of just 4 minutes. This precise combination isn't random. It's strategically designed to activate multiple diverse brain regions simultaneously, creating what neuroscientists refer to as cross-connectivity. This process strengthens overall cognitive resilience, making your brain more robust and adaptable. The math problem invigorates your logical reasoning centers. The act of memory recall strengthens your hippocampal networks, which are essential for information storage and retrieval. Learning new vocabulary actively builds and reinforces your language centers. And finally, the visualization exercise engages the planning and executive function areas located in your prefrontal cortex. The specific 4-minute time frame is also intentional, based on research indicating that brief, intense bursts of cognitive engagement are often more effective for stimulating neuroplasticity than longer, more passive activities. To implement this habit effectively and seamlessly, try preparing your materials the night before. You might jot down a math problem from a book or find one on an app, choose a memory prompt, for example, recall the details of your 30th birthday celebration. Select 4 new vocabulary words from a dictionary or word of the day calendar and have a simple idea for your visualization exercise. Your brain's neural connections literally form or fade based on the choices you make each morning. Choose to strengthen them starting tomorrow. The cognitive protection this habit provides is both immediate and cumulative. Within hours of completing the challenge, you'll likely experience improved mental clarity and sharper decision-making. Within weeks, regular practitioners often report better word recall and a noticeable increase in confidence regarding their cognitive abilities. And within months, this habit can create measurable increases in what's known as cognitive reserve, the brain's remarkable ability to compensate for age-related changes or even minor injuries. I've personally practiced this habit since I was 70, and I credit it significantly for my continued mental acuity and sharpness at 94. Are you unknowingly sabotaging your precious independence and mobility by diligently following outdated morning exercise advice that could actually be increasing joint damage, especially in seniors over 70? It's a common pitfall. Most traditional stretching routines were designed with younger, more resilient bodies in mind and can, quite frankly, be actively harmful for aging joints and tissues. Compelling research from the Mayo Clinic has shown that performing the wrong kinds of morning movements can increase inflammation markers by a concerning 31%. Conversely, a targeted 7-minute mobility sequence, specifically designed for the mature body, has been shown to reduce pain and stiffness by an impressive 44% within just 2 weeks. This dramatic difference exists because aging connective tissue requires a very specific and gentle approach to movement, one that respects its changed biological properties. After the age of 70, for instance, collagen fibers within our tissues become less hydrated and more cross-linked, meaning they are stiffer and less pliable. They desperately need gentle, progressive warming rather than the aggressive, often forceful stretching commonly recommended in fitness magazines or online videos that are typically targeted at younger adults. Take Thomas, an 85-year-old who, remarkably, reversed his need for a walker simply by replacing his long-standing yet harmful morning routine with this strategic sequence. He had been faithfully following a stretching routine he'd learned in his 50s, completely unaware that it was actively contributing to his mobility decline. Many common morning stretches, such as deep toe touches and rapid neck rolls, can actually create microdamage in older adults, perversely accelerating the very joint problems you're trying to prevent. Deep forward bends, for example, can place excessive and damaging pressure on spinal discs that have naturally lost some of their hydration with age. Similarly, rapid or forceful neck movements can potentially compromise blood flow through the vertebral arteries, which often narrow somewhat in older adults. Even seemingly gentle movements, like deep-sitting twists, can create harmful shearing forces on the delicate spinal facet joints if they are performed immediately upon waking, before your tissues have had a chance to warm up and reach their optimal operating temperature. The solution lies in what I call the inside-out mobility sequence. This carefully curated series of movements includes gentle shoulder rotations, seated marching, doorway chest expansions, supported squats, and ankle circles, all performed before breakfast. This sequence follows a physiologically sound progression that prioritizes first increasing your core body temperature and enhancing blood flow to your major muscle groups before gently challenging your joint ranges of motion. Here's how to do it. Seated shoulder rotations. Begin seated comfortably with your arms relaxed at your sides. Make small, gentle circles with your shoulders, gradually increasing the size of the circles if comfortable. Do this for about 30 seconds to activate upper body circulation. Seated marching. While still seated on a firm chair, alternate lifting your knees as if you're marching in place. Engage your core stabilizers and continue for about 1 minute to increase lower body blood flow. Doorway chest expansions. Move to a doorway and stand with your hands at shoulder height on either side of the frame. Gently lean forward, feeling a stretch across your chest. Hold for 30 seconds. This helps counteract the forward posture many seniors tend to develop. Supported squats. Holding onto a sturdy counter or the back of a strong chair for balance, bend your knees only as far as is comfortable, as if you're about to sit down. Push back up to standing. Repeat for 1 minute. This activates the largest muscles in your body and stimulates metabolic activity. Seated ankle circles. Extend one leg out in front of you while seated. Rotate your foot clockwise for 15 seconds, then counterclockwise for 15 seconds. Repeat with the other foot. This improves lower extremity circulation and ankle mobility, which is critical for fall prevention. Your joint health, to a large extent, is determined by how you choose to move in those first crucial 30 minutes after waking. Start the correct sequence tomorrow and you'll be amazed. Most seniors notice almost immediate improvements in morning stiffness within the first few days. Within 2 weeks, the cumulative benefits typically include visibly improved posture, a welcome reduction in pain during daily activities, and a significant increase in confidence when it comes to movement. After a month of consistent practice, many report substantial functional improvements in activities that previously caused discomfort, such as easily getting in and out of cars or comfortably reaching for items on overhead shelves. This specific mobility sequence has been the very foundation of my physical independence since my late 80s, allowing me to continue performing household activities that many of my peers, sadly, had to abandon long ago. Did you know that consuming the wrong kinds of breakfast foods can actively accelerate muscle loss by as much as 23% in adults over 70, regardless of how much total protein you might be consuming throughout the rest of your day? This rather shocking finding, published in the prestigious American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, directly challenges much of the conventional nutrition advice that tends to focus solely on total daily amounts rather than on the critical importance of strategic timing. Nutritional researchers at Tufts University's Human Nutrition Center on Aging have discovered that, particularly for seniors, protein timing, not just the overall amount, is the determining factor in whether they successfully maintain precious muscle mass or, unfortunately, experience rapid sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. After the age of 60, your body's anabolic resistance increases significantly. In simpler terms, this means you need both more protein and, crucially, more precisely timed protein to effectively stimulate muscle maintenance and growth. A common pattern among seniors is to consume their largest portion of protein at dinner, a time when the body's natural ability to synthesize muscle is already on the decline. Simultaneously, they often opt for a carbohydrate-heavy breakfast, think toast, cereal, or fruit juice, precisely when their protein synthesis potential is actually at its daily peak. Consider Barbara, a 91-year-old who impressively reversed 2 years of declining strength within just a few months, simply by changing when and how she consumed her protein. She had been eating a very traditional breakfast of toast, fruit, and coffee, a common pattern that, while seemingly healthy, provides virtually no meaningful support for aging muscles. The typical senior breakfast often creates a cascade of dangerous blood sugar fluctuations. These spikes and crashes can increase inflammation, further accelerate muscle loss, and even compromise cognitive function for the entire day. Starting your day with carbohydrate-dominant foods triggers a significant insulin response that, counterintuitively, actually inhibits your body's ability to burn fat for fuel for the next several hours. Furthermore, it fails to provide the essential amino acids your body desperately needs during those crucial morning hours when your muscle cells are most receptive to growth and repair signals. For seniors, This missed opportunity is particularly costly because the anabolic window, that prime time when muscles are most receptive to protein synthesis, progressively narrows with each passing decade. The solution is to make a conscious shift in your morning meal. Aim to consume at least 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein within 30 minutes of completing your morning mobility sequence. Prioritize excellent protein sources such as eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a well-formulated protein smoothie, perhaps with added collagen peptides. This specific amount, 25 to 30 grams, is based on solid research showing that seniors typically need this level of high-quality protein in a single meal to effectively overcome age-related anabolic resistance and robustly stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Spreading smaller amounts of protein throughout the day, while not harmful, is generally less effective for muscle building and preservation in older adults than this concentrated morning dose. The timing immediately after your mobility sequence is also intentional. Light physical activity, like the gentle movement